Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's exciting Monday session. Today, I'm your host Ruchita Singh, and today we are going to discuss what to eat, how to eat, and when to eat. For those of you thinking, क्या हमें ये भी नहीं पता है? Trust me, you're in for a very informative session. You'll realize how ये छोटे-छोटे steps हमारे health को बहुत majorly impact करते हैं. And to speak on the same, we've got two esteemed speakers. It is my honor and privilege to invite Farooq Tarapur to start the session. He's an Olympian, two-time world champion in sailing, and has had an active sporting career of 40 plus years. He's won innumerable awards, including the Chhatrapati Shivaji Award and the Arjuna Award, and he's a flag bearer on this journey with the mission Har Ghar Healthy, Har Ghar Medicine Free. Without taking much of the speaker's time, over to you, Farooq.
Thank you, Ruchita, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to this Monday session. This is a special session because it's not only, start of a new session, start of a new series, but we all know that tomorrow is going to be Dhanteras. So wish you a happy Dhanteras, and popularly and falsely termed as Lakshmi Pujan, Dhan, taken as wealth in terms of money. In reality, it is the day of Dhanvantari, the physician of yore, a day to generate health. We all know that the new wealth is health. And let us not get carried away with the festive season that's coming on. Okay, you will be tempted. There'll be lots of sweets. There'll be a lot of laddus. There'll be a lot of, mithai. And if you've been on these sessions, I'm sure you will make healthier choices. The temptation will be to eat all the sweets. The right thing to do is to ensure that you're tasting them. Know the difference between eating sweets and tasting them. So let's make it the mission that at least this festive season, that you will not eat sweets, but you will just taste them. Okay? And for that, you're going to listen from somebody who has eaten all the wrong things at all the wrong times, okay, and realize that, hey, this doesn't really feel good. And through this community has transformed her life like you would not even imagine. Okay, she is somebody who can really tell you, because she's been on both sides of the scale, and she really knows what it is to make the healthier choices, what to eat, when to eat. So pay a very close attention to Veda. She was a top executive, had very little time, had no time about thinking about food, had no time of when to eat it, and she was under a lot of stress. And through this community and through this program, she's managed to get out of it and transform herself completely. So listen to her very carefully, because what they have to say might change your Dhanteras to a really good health for you and your family. Over to you, Veda.
Thank you so much, Farooq. And for those who are there on the WhatsApp community, didn't I say I always learn something new? I never really knew that Dhanteras was actually meaning, about our health. I only knew that, okay, log gold khareedte hai, bas, utna hi. So, okay. So let's come to today's topic. Yes, as Ruchita mentioned, it may seem, you're now after 40 years or 30 years or 60 years of our life, someone is actually telling us what to eat. Yes, that's because we have taken for granted that, anything and everything that we get around is okay to eat, right? And unfortunately, that has impacted our lifestyle, or rather our health. Because of the lifestyle, we just are eating anything and everything and at any point of time. right? Before this program, before a year or so earlier, okay, I started getting aware of what to eat, but only in the recent past have I understood that when to eat is also very, very important. So let's see first, right? So why do I eat? Are we eating to live or living to eat? A question that Farooq always asks. Are you living to eat? Then go ahead, binge and party and all, but then you'll have repercussions. But ideally, food was created for us to live our lives, right? For the energy. When do I want to eat? At any point of time, just because I see food in front of me. So what do I eat? Do I eat nutritious food or junk food, which is very easy and fast? How do I eat? Standing fast, fatafat chalo khao. We have to go for a bus, catching a bus or a train or for a call. How much do I eat? I don't think today we are very mindful of portions, and hence, there is a disproportion in what carbs we're eating or micronutrients, etc. Where do I invest my energy? How do I actually expend the energy that is coming from food? So, at a high level, what are the different types of food or diets, and what is a balanced diet? Okay. Balanced diet is where you get both the macro and micronutrients from your food. Now, what are the macro and micronutrients? Again, at a very high level, macronutrients are those nutrients jahan, you get it in large amounts. You can find it in large amounts in, food that you take, whereas micronutrients are, smaller amounts are present in the food. You will not get it in, say, milligrams or something like that. Micronutrients are three major macronutrients: carbs, fats, and protein. We all know about this, but what is carbs used for? To give us energy, right? Support, provides energy, support, and digestive health and immune function. Whereas fats, it supports the cellular function and also protects the body organs. Not excess fat. Excess fat actually reduces the efficiency of our body organs, stores energy in the body. What does protein do? It actually acts at your cellular level, regulates your cellular processes, supports our mechanical and structural function. So all of this is absolutely important, but not just macronutrients. Many times we are, because of the easy availability of macronutrients, we tend to ignore micronutrients. Micronutrients are again in three different categories: vitamins, minerals, we all know about. Okay. Vitamins support cell function, development, growth, and many other functions, like antioxidants. They help absorb different nutrients also. Minerals, they help at the bone and muscular level and nervous system, etc. But the third category is phytonutrients. Phytonutrients basically come from color of different plants and fruits, okay, which is phyto, which is light, and they help prevent chronic diseases such as, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and antioxidant. In fact, only due to this program, I realized that whenever there is an inflammation or infection, the two things that we increase for the family is omega-3, which is the right fat, and the phytochemicals or the micronutrients. Okay. Now, how should the proportion be? Because that is very, very important. How much we eat, how much of each of that. So ideally, this is the balanced food plate. हमारा उल्टा होता है, ये जो आधा है उसमें या तो चावल and roti or bhakri or whatever. You may say I eat bhakri, but that is also carbs. It could be, complex carbs, but this is the proportion ideally, not that half plate of carbs. You need to have half plate of vegetables, whether including raw and cooked vegetables. Some of it can be fruits. Again, please don't have half plate of fruits. again, that will not suffice because your different types of vegetables have different micronutrients, right? Now, the other half, how should it be distributed? Approximately 1/3 or 1/4 of it should be carbs, which is your cereals and all your different types of cereals. Just itna sa fats, not more than that. So think now how much you're actually eating. Nuts and seeds, just 30 grams. And then pulses, you have pulses or eggs, which is again from where you get proteins, is 90 grams. So about, you can say another 1/8, okay, 1/8 of your food. So these are the proportions. We'll put it on the group as well, for especially those who have joined new. How do you design your meal? Okay. In your meal, you need to ensure that carbs should be in the form of complex carbs, jisme fiber ho, where it has the coating, not the ones that are processed carbs. So you can include jawar, bajra, ragi, whole wheat, brown rice, whole oats, and etc. In terms of protein, include sprouts. They are the best form of protein. Even for non-vegetarians, you can obviously have non-vegetarian. It's just that the protein is not processed or digested very easily by the body if it is a non-vegetarian protein. Whereas pulses, have pulses, nuts. When you're looking at weight loss, see, nuts are good, but when you're looking at weight loss, you need to limit the amount of nuts to very little. In fact, peanuts you can avoid, but you can probably have soaked almonds or something, but very, very little. Seeds, everyone I think now is more aware about that seeds are very good in terms of protein, but again, you get very little amount there from the seeds. Vegetables and fruits, just eat anything and everything because everything is good for you. Eat seasonal vegetables and fruit. What you should not have is start consciously looking at what are those refined carbs, white bread, white rice, even if it shows brown bread, go behind, look at the ingredients, look at the additional sugar levels, etc. If sugar is there, it is refined carbs. Avoid that. White pasta, pastries, cakes, all of these, wherever you have additional sugar or food is processed or there are preservatives, please avoid that. Saturated fats like butter, coconut oil, whole milk, all of this, okay? These are the things. Don't have baked goods or fried food items. Again, that's not good. Now, this is something very, very important, okay? There is something called, we all know calories, right? Each food has a certain amount of calorie when we eat. Now, some of these food items are calorie dense, but they don't have nutrition. You need to consciously see what is nutrient dense. Okay, I'll show you an example in the next slide, but calorie dense is almost like empty calories. You're having, for example, a bread pakoda, 300 calories are there. Okay, let's go to this example. Both of them are 300 calories. Bread pakoda se aapko kuch nahi milne wala hai, right? It will only have fats. It will have your simple, carbs. So it'll go there and rest as fats. That's all. You're not getting anything from here. Whereas the 300 calories of 2 cups of pineapple and 1 cup of blueberries are going to be giving you the micronutrients that are coming from here, plus fiber, a whole lot of things that will come. So both of them, this is the difference between a nutrient dense on the left side and a calorie dense food. Let us come back to this. Now, calorie dense, high in calorie, low in essential nutrients. It gives you quick energy, but mind you, you will again feel hungry very, very fast when you eat calorie dense food. Okay, because you will see later. Often highly processed, bad for health, and of course, it'll result in weight gain in the long term. Whereas nutrient dense, high in essential nutrients provide sustained energy. Aapka energy spike may not be immediate, but your energy will sustain for a longer time. Usually whole and unprocessed foods are nutrient dense. Okay. Now, the usual don'ts of what not to have: consume refined sugar, junk food. Junk food is anything that is processed or fried or easy to cook. Yeah. Smoking, alcohol, spicy food, at times is not good, especially when you're having continuous spicy food. It impacts your gut health. Caffeine, processed food, as we mentioned, especially the baked food and chocolates and all of that, calorie dense food we just discussed. And we should also, this is something that is not food, but you're actually affecting your sleep, which will also cause you stress, which will cause you overeating, etc., which is going to affect your health. What are the do's in terms of what to eat? Eat during daylight. I will show you why. Eat a diet-rich food and fruits and vegetables. Incorporate prebiotics. Okay. Now, prebiotics are basically food to the good bacteria. Now, if you increase the good bacteria, you will not have gut issues. Why we are talking about gut issues? I will come to it later. Stay hydrated by drinking enough water, adequate water, not too much, not too less. Chew your food thoroughly, get enough sleep, eat fiber-rich foods, plant-based, opt for plant-based. Now, as part of this program, let me clarify, we are not discouraging non-veg. It's just that plant-based foods will give you, it's easily digested. Our body is part of nature, right? So what is natural will be consumed much more easily by our body. Okay. Give a gap of at least 2 hours between dinner and bedtime. Very, very important. Manage stress through mindfulness, through any of the relaxation methods that works for you. Include one for fermented food every day. Why? Those are probiotics, okay, which help your good bacteria grow. Exercise regularly. Now, this particular thing, chew food thoroughly before swallowing. Why? The more and more you chew the food, हमें हमेशा बताया गया है ना बचपन में कि we are 32 times bite every morsel that you have. I don't think anyone does that, but if you can, please focus, be mindful of what you are eating, what are the portions, plus how fast you are eating. Why? It helps in digestion of the nutrients. Fewer calories will be consumed क्योंकि आप थक ही जाओगे खाना खाते, right? You will be actually biting it for a longer time and also releasing calories. Increase water consumption, reduce risk of diabetes and metabolic diseases. Yes, it is less likely that if you chew the food properly, you're performing half of the function, digestive function in the mouth itself. It's less likely to become overweight. It will result in decreased snacking later. Yeah. And you'll feel fuller for longer. Now, how do you consciously incorporate slow chewing? एक तो खड़े रह के मत खाओ. Because when you stand and do anything, you tend to do faster, right? आराम से बैठ के खाओ and don't keep scrolling on your mobile or looking at your emails, I know it is practically sometimes a little difficult, but even if you are, say, on a call, those who are working and all, can you actually consciously, if you're eating with a fork or spoon, keep the spoon down in between your morsels or between bites, because it will take effort to again pick it back, wo angle mein ye wo, theek hai? So do not eat while doing other things. Again, be mindful of it so that these are reminders, not initially it may be difficult, but you can do it. Trust me, you can do it. Now let's come to the most important part of today's topic. And sometimes I would say when to eat is even more important than what to eat. So even if you say eat the most nutritious food, but if you're eating at 12 a.m. in the night, it's not going to help at all. Absolutely not. That doesn't mean कि आप bread pakoda खा सकते हो सुबह जितना भी चाहे, because that is also important. But when to eat is very important. Our body, do you know that our body has a clock? Our body clock, every organ basically has its own clock. Okay, now this is aligned to the day and night cycle. So usually, in a normal, and we are, actually India, we are, I think, blessed to have a normal 24-hour cycle where we have almost, 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of nighttime, darkness. Between sunrise and sunset, you have the most amount of, activity, right? and maximum coordination. Towards the afternoon, there is higher concentration. Your body is expending energy. Okay, whereas in the night time, it is repair and build time for the body. So whenever there is darkness, ideally it is that you have to sleep. You shouldn't be eating during this time. Each of these, as I was mentioning, it is like, your brain is your main clock. Okay. And then each of these organs, for example, heart obviously is beating the whole time, but then the blood pressure is higher during, during the daytime and probably highest towards the evening, whereas when you're sleeping, it will be lower, right? So its function or the way it functions, each of these organs is different. Your stomach ideally should be functioning, or uska organ clock can be triggered. Ideally, it should be triggered only thrice, but we tend to keep just कुछ भी दिखा खाओ, कुछ भी दिखा खाओ, ये टेस्ट करो, वो करो. नहीं. You're overstressing the organs. Now, body functions. What are the body functions that are regulated by our body clock? Sleep quality. Your body clock, if you're not sleeping on time or you're stressed before sleeping, the quality of your sleep will get impacted. Digestion will get impacted. Your cognitive function, your focus, alertness, nutrient absorption is also depending on body clock. And we'll see how heart rate, hunger, your all your hormones are released at a certain point of time. Okay, and there will be a session focused on your circadian rhythm, but this is a high level. Okay, how does your inner clock function? Okay, let's look at the left side is when you have daylight. On the right side is when it is dark. When it is dark, okay, it need not be just dark outside. Even your phones need to be switched off. Okay, so the ideal time when melatonin, starts getting released is around, anywhere from 8 o'clock or so, right? Deep sleep is supposed to be between 10:30 to 2. Your body temperature is ideally minimum at this time. Cortisol, look at how our body is designed. Cortisol is your flight and fight hormone, right? Our body starts to release cortisol. Why? It is preparing us to actually wake up and start doing the activity. And that's when suddenly you have a blood pressure rise. There is a sudden rise. Here, your digestion starts. Why? Because there is a hunger hormone that is released in that time where you start feeling hungry, and your body says that, okay, your stomach says I need, or your brain rather, that hormone tells the brain that this is the time to eat. This is your alert period, and hence we say jo bhi aapko karna hai activity, aim to do it during the daytime. That's when you will perform the best. Okay, now your food clock. There are two aspects to the food clock: type of food and time of food. If you eat all of your fat, protein, carbs in the morning time, it is the best utilized, because as we saw, hormones are ghrelin, all of those, insulin is released, etc. So it is utilized by the body. Agar yehi sab cheese, what I was telling you, even if you eat the best of food, the right food, in the night, your body is not going to utilize, क्योंकि भाई वो सो रहा है, उसको भी time चाहिए rest करने के लिए, correct? But if you overstress the body, it is going to fight back, and sooner or later you're going to see the impact. So do not eat late in the night. In the long run, you will see the impacts of it. Now, day versus night, again, we are coming to this, and there's a reason why we started with that day versus night. We are going to look at why, morning nutrition is critical. These are the key things which is different during night and day: metabolism, gut bacteria, insulin, and protein. Let's see each of these. Okay, what is metabolism? Just like hum petrol डालते गाड़ी में, yeah, gas, yeah, fuel, any fuel that we give, the fuel actually makes the car run. It gives energy. Same thing, food is our fuel. Your body metabolism, your BMR that all of us know, the metabolism helps to convert that food into energy, right? So your metabolism in the night is actually low. That is also going at rest. It's just like factories, you have minimal workers in any factory in the night, right? So it is resting time. Same thing, your metabolism in the night is much lower. Now, if you put food, if you put fuel into your body, it is not going to get converted. It's just going to sit there. It will sit and get converted into fat. What will, process it? It will not get processed at all. In the morning time, when your metabolism is at a higher, that's when it will start converting, and that's when your body starts functioning and doing every other function. In the night, let's see how protein, why we are talking about protein now. In the night, let's start from the top left quadrant. In the top left quadrant, it is showing that, क्या होता है रात को जब सब ट्रैफिक कम हो जाता है रास्ते पे, wherever there are potholes, you will see all of the workers actually repairing that, yeah, rail track repairs, etc. Right? So that's what your protein does in the night. आपका जो body में जो भी cells में जो भी repair करना है, that's what the protein does in the night. Okay, so used for construction, or rather, it's a raw material that is used for repairing. Simple. By the morning, when you get up in the morning, this raw material is depleted. Please understand that protein is the main one macronutrient that you have to replenish every day. It will just not, you'll need new protein because वो repair function, the rest of it is just thrown away. Okay, so by morning, जब आप उठते हो, कुछ है ही नहीं, raw material है ही नहीं. So you need to feed that raw material, into your body in the morning when you wake up, so that your body can function in a smooth manner. Your body is like that building, correct? Where the construction workers are building. So that the body can function, you need to feed it. If you don't, आप ऐसे ही थके चले गए, your body will then be, your energy will go low, your cellular function will go low. Why? Okay, protein, we know that protein and fats are helpful. The good fats are helpful for cellular function. Whenever you see that there is a cellular issue, those are the two things that you need to concentrate on. Third thing in that whole quadrant was insulin. Insulin is released only during daytime. What does insulin do? Jab food gets processed and it's converted into glucose, insulin performs the function of taking that glucose to your cells to give the energy, right? When insulin is present, the traffic is moving ekdam as per the traffic lights. It's coordinated because that does the coordination. Raat ko, insulin is not generated. So if you're going to give food, it'll be chaotic. Yeah, simple. So जब भी आपको ऐसे लगता है कि रात को खाना है, ये, if you love to sit in a traffic jam all night, I just recollect the Mumbai-Pune, expressway. If you love that, sitting at one place, this is what happens in your body if you're going to be eating in the night. The fourth thing was about gut. In the last couple of years, there's more and more research stating that gut is the core of all health issues. Okay, there is a gut and brain axis, and we will have a dedicated session for this. But the simple thing, there are trillions of microbiomes, okay, in our body in your whole digestive system. One is the good bacteria, which is Bacteroidetes, and the bad bacteria, jo Firmicutes hai. In a healthy gut, your good bacteria will be higher in percentage, bad bacteria will be lesser. And in a, unhealthy body, it could be obese, diabetic, or any of your, lifestyle diseases, you will see that your good bacteria will be lesser. Bacteroidetes will be lesser and Firmicutes will be higher. अभी क्या होता है रात को what happens is, let's see B first, okay? The gut, how the gut works is aligned with your body clock. If you wake up at the right time and sleep at the right time, eat at the right time, this is whatever happens in the right side, okay? Traffic moves smoothly, okay? Your insulin is working fine. That in turn increases your good bacteria, you're eating this is at the right time, and automatically everything is all fine. But if you do not eat at the same time, or if you're skipping meals, especially your breakfast, or you don't sleep at the consistently or early, your bad bacteria is going to increase and you will face gut issues. Symptoms of gut issues, etc., we will cover in some other sessions. And hence the crux of it all is, if there is one thing that you can take away from this program, is the morning nutrition. What to eat, right? The whole balanced meal plate, and to ensure that your first meal of the day, your breakfast, which is within 2 hours of waking up, is going to be nutritious, because you need to get your metabolic rate higher so that you can do your physical activity, because you need to get back your protein that has been depleted, because you need to get your good bacteria higher so that with the food that you take, and you need to also have a balanced insulin sensitivity and glucose tolerance. Okay, so that's the reason why regular intake of breakfast will give you a healthy state of body. Regular skipping breakfast will create health issues. You may again not see it on day one, but you will see it in a long-term basis. I know teachers who face problems, teachers I say, because most of the teachers actually, start their day very, very early, right? They have to go to school, get the school ready before the kids come in, the students come in. So hence we see that, when they get older, they have a lot of acidity issues or many other issues that take place. Okay. So, yes, and as part of this program, we truly, truly believe in shining every day. Start every day with gratitude and optimism. When you start with, your gratitude and thankfulness, and seriously, there's so much to be thankful about. You're starting a new day, the first day of your life, the rest of your life. Have your nutrition. As we said, morning nutrition, absolutely important. What you eat and at the right time. Intentions. Many of us are starting our health journey, or rather restarting our health journey today. Have a goal, have a target. Keep next 6 to 7 weeks. This is the end of October. So by mid of December, for your New Year party, how would you like to feel? How would you like to look? What is it? What dress do you want to fit in? What are those goals? Sit with your health buddy. Get your coach's view as well on the group. Ask questions. Okay, what is it that you want from this program? Learn something new. Come join us every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. We will all come to you with a new topic which will increase your awareness. As Ram says, you may not change, completely transform, but when you are aware, kya galat karna? What's the thing that you can change? Learn something new, we said, and exercise daily. So here are very simple exercises too. There are sessions where Farooq actually shows us like some exercises. So don't miss the first minute of the session. That's from my side. I hope the Dakis were not too loud. And then back to you, Ruchita.
Wow, thank you so much, Veda. I think that was perfectly explained. And something as simple as, like we said, right? Kya khana hai, kab khana hai, but the actual science behind it and how it helps you regulate your system, maintain your health, and everything. Thank you so much, Veda. You're always inspiring. And since I do not see any questions or hands raised, I think we'll close the session with that. Thank you very much. Stay safe, and see you in the next one. Good night.